All right, all right.
Hey,
How's it going?
Welcome. Yeah,
hey,
welcome
everybody.
everybody.
Yes, welcome to Facebook Live. We have got the incredible Eric Kulbe and Roy Burr today, guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys enjoy it and get a lot out of it. Boys, take it away.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Awesome. Roy, thanks for joining me here. So, this is the core training interview with the top producer. I have my man Roy Burr with me today. I had the pleasure of coaching him this last semester, and he's killing it. He's breaking records. He's doing great stuff. He's a family guy. He's breaking records not only in his personal production, doing really well, but his branch. So, thought it'd be a good time really to just chat with you, Roy. I mean, we're already November 20th. The year is about over. I'm looking at this stuff, how quick it's going, and it's bananas. And to have you here, I think a lot of times this is when people put it into the coast mode, right? It's like, oh, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas, and I don't want to make calls, and everybody's too busy and all this stuff. And I think this is really, for me, this has always been the time. I like to call it separation season. This is the time where people are answering the phone, where they will get appointments with you. There are people that are trying to make things happen before the end of the year. And I think the big part of where we are right now in the year is saying, are you going to be the guy that shuts it down and coasts, and then joins the masses on January 1st with all their New Year's resolutions and their big business plans to go and start getting in front of people? Are you going to be the guy that has 60 days of steam, full steam ahead of them? And so maybe just talk about some of your success this year and what you're doing. I mean, you've done not only from a business perspective, but you've really focused on making yourself the best version too. I mean, I see you on all the social media posts, really working hard on that. Your fitness level, you're coaching kids, you're growing your branch. So what's this year been like for you, and what's caused you to really switch it and get it into high gear?
Yeah, no, thanks, Eric. I couldn't agree more with the end of the year analogy that you just talked about. I'm a big sports guy, as you know, so I played football, I coach football, and a lot of my mindset that I tell myself are things like, hey, I got to play to the whistle, right? That means play to the end, play to the buzzer. I don't care if I'm winning, I don't care if I'm losing. That's what I tell my team as well, my loan officers, and throughout the year, that's what we're focusing on as far as, hey, what are things we can control right now? So real big on focusing on things we can control in this market the past 2.5 years or so. And of course, this year's probably felt more challenging than the past couple of years. I don't really know why, except for it just has been. But that's what I boil it down to. What can we control? Let's go hard in the paint on that stuff, right? So end of the year, we can fall into that trap of, hey, it's the holidays, it's going to slow down, it's the down season, right? If you look at historical data, and again, we don't fall into that trap. I don't let myself or my team fall into that. And so doing all the things, right? What are the fundamentals of our business, right? In the core, one thing that I learned was our theme days, right? And it goes to basic as that, right? So focusing on stuff like that. I'm literally doing a lunch and learn as we speak in my conference room over there. I was there for about 15 minutes of it, and then I had to tell everyone, hey, I'm doing a Facebook Live, but jump on, right? So that's something I can control. I can control doing a lunch and learn, bringing realtors in, bringing value to them, educating them. I don't care if it's the end of the year or not, right? And so to that note, one of the things that I always think and talk about is what the fundamentals, right? So I coach 10-year-old football tackle teams. We've talked a lot about that. And one of the things we're real big on them is what are the fundamentals of your position? What are the fundamentals of, your first couple steps? Because when we're talking about teaching 10-year-olds a playbook, they'll learn it. They're very, very smart. And it surprises me all the time. However, they're 10-year-olds, right? So when they get lost, what are the fundamentals that they can fall back on? Right. And we teach that every single day. We call it everyday drills, EDDs. So every single day they're doing these drills. Well, in the core, every day we're doing some sort of theme day, right? Whether that's Monday, we're calling our realtors. Tuesdays is our status updates. Wednesdays is our cold, hot leads, warm leads. Thursdays, past clients. Fridays is VIPs. So no matter what's going around in the world, if I get discombobulated or if I get lost or whatever, I fall back to my fundamentals and start executing.
Yeah, I love that, man. Two big takeaways already from that. play to the whistle and the EDDs. I think, again, there's so many, this year has been hard. I think it's been hard a lot because so many, I think we've all fallen in this trap of waiting for something to happen, right? The rates are going to come down. Oh, cool, right? That happened, right? We saw a little twinge of rates coming down, and all of a sudden, okay, here it's coming. We're ready. Everybody's, it's about to get crazy, right? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. No. All right, now we got to wait till the election. Election happens, right? Now it's about to get crazy. Oh, election happens. Guess what? Still the same. So I think the fact that, what you're saying is the same. People want to get, they want to win, right? Like your 10-year-old team wants to win. But the reality is, first you have to, strap your helmet on and learn how to, how hard are you going for those first 5 yards, right? You have to come in on Mondays and have your list ready to start making calls. You have to know who you're going after, like all the different things that we're looking at throughout. And I think so many times we just forget to, forget to do those fundamentals that every day. And the best part about what you said is about being able to get back on it quickly. How quickly can you get back to the basics when you go off track? So I also want to hear a little bit about, I think a lot of not only motivating ourselves, but you are coaching teams and you are coaching, who do you look for in hiring your branch members? Like, what are you doing for those guys? How are you keeping them? Because that's a hard part in our business too, is getting everybody doing the fundamentals.
Yeah, no, that's definitely been one of my biggest struggles over the past couple of years is exactly that, because it's easy for me to stay motivated, and I shouldn't say easy. I have my struggles, but because of what, my past experience and all the stuff that I've gone through in life and what have you, I have very strong mindset, right? So it's very hard for me to like get off track, and then when I do, I ground myself with the fundamentals, right? So as far as teaching that to other people in my team, it's, same thing every day, every morning at 9:05 a.m. we're doing my Burr team meeting, and we have a theme day for every meeting, right? So one of the big things always talk about is, again, focus on what we can control. Well, hey, I can control training my team. Okay, I can control bringing them into the office at 9:05 in the morning, and we do a little reader. We were reading from Maxwell leadership book, and we switched to the Daily Stoic this year. And
That's
I
cool.
actually, and again, going on culture, I asked them, hey guys, what do you want to read? Like, what do you want to learn? They know I'm into like philosophy and stoicism, and they kind of feed off that. So they actually got me a book called the Daily Stoic, and it's a daily read, right, that we read. And then we do some training. So like on Mondays, it's Gratitude Monday. On Tuesdays, it's Guideline Tuesday. We're going over a guideline. On Wednesdays, it's Rebuttal Wednesday. What are rebuttals that you face throughout the week that we can train each other on? And then on Thursdays, it's we call it Tip or Trick Thursday. It's kind of just a little fun thing, and a team member will stand up and give a tip or trick, or a life hack, if you will. It could be business related or personal related. So sometimes they're like, hey, there's this cool discount down the street if you do this. Or sometimes it's like, hey, if you go into Encompass and do this, you can set up your pipeline view, and it helps you here in this way, right? So just little things like that over time build compound interest, right, if you will, right? And I'm all about incremental growth. So you do that for the course of a few years. And then on that note, we do things like we do branch potluck. So this Friday we're doing a Thanksgiving themed potluck that helps keep people motivated. That brings our ops and sales teams together so that they can have some synergy, and keeps it light and keeps it fun. We did Halloween last year, or last month. We'll do Thanksgiving, and then we'll do Christmas. So little things like that helps keep the morale going. Continuous training every Friday. I'm doing a sales rally similar to what Rick Ruby does. I learned that from Rick and the core, right? So bringing my allos in for an hour and doing sales rally with them. So it's really about staying in front of them, training them, loving on them, building the culture. And now I'm very proud to say that my Burr team, they're 3 years is my youngest Burr team member, if you will, for lack of
Wow.
better terms. Whereas in the past, my team was like a team of 6 months, a year here, a year there. So what I'm getting at is I have tenure on my team now, 3 years, 4 years, and you work together for that long, you start anticipating each other's needs and wants and actions, and the team really starts gelling. And that has been a big piece this year of how we've continued to keep our volume up and break records, like you said, Eric.
Yeah. I think a lot of, the success probably that you're talking to is buy-in, and that's where a lot of not only teams, but I think a lot of, leaders or coming up leaders, they don't get buy-in, right? They have a plan maybe, but they don't get the buy-in because someone's like, well, I don't know, this isn't working. I went to 5 open houses and nothing happened, or I made these calls and, I called this agent and they said they're already working with another lender. And I think when you can get that buy-in, like you're doing, where, hey, I mean, I'm guessing if somebody's not at that meeting at 9:05, there's a consequence, right? Or the other people are on the team are like, what's Johnny's problem? Like, why isn't, like, you get that compared to the other ones where a lot of times, I think as leaders or up and coming leaders, like, I'm going to try this. Well, Susie keeps being late, but she's like, I need her and I'm afraid to lose her. And so then the other people are like, well, this is, I'm not going to buy into this because Susie's late all the time, or this person thinks the potlucks are dumb, or whatever it is. And I think the more you can really like get that gelling and getting people going on the same, running in that same direction and believing in the plan. And that comes down to vision, right? We come back from the core event in November. And one of the biggest takeaways, there's kind of 2 takeaways I always get from the November summit. One being, I come back like, what'd you learn? What's the big takeaway? And it's like, fill out the greatness tracker. Like, you say that every time. It's like, yeah, you still don't do it. Like, actually try it and you'll see what happens. And even myself, I look back, I'm like, I need to fill it out better. I need to be more consistent. I need to stay more focused on my disciplines, on my EDDs, on playing to the whistle, right? It's easy to get into, well, no, it's, now it's getting like where I am, it's starting to snow and it's getting cold and, maybe I want to sleep a little more or just get off track of some things. Like, no, don't do that. Play till the whistle. Like that's going to be my new motto, my battle cry till the end of the year. And I got to coach some people up tomorrow. And that's, I'm going to steal that, man. Cause I love it. But, maybe we got a couple minutes left. I think just talk a little bit about what you do to get that, are there consequences if people don't show up? How is the buy-in? Once you get the team to buy in, then they start kind of being the enforcers for you too, right? Like they're like, dude, why aren't you going hard to the whistle? Why aren't you making your tackles, right? Why aren't you making your calls? Whatever that is.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I've definitely had my ups and downs there with like, people showing up late, not showing up, always having an excuse. And it happens still even, right? But what we do is, like you said, the team starts kind of self-governing in themselves a little bit. What we did for a consequence, because I did struggle with that. It's like, hey guys, what do we got to do? Like, there's got to be a consequence. And again, creating the buy-in, I put it on them. Hey, what do you guys think the consequence should be? We could do like, hey, you can do 50 air squats. I'm real big into fitness, as you know, or you mentioned, right? So it's like, you can do push-ups, you can do squats. What do you want to do? And they're like, oh, I don't want to do squats. I don't want to do, how about we just pitch in, if we're late, we'll pitch in $5 to a little jar that, and then at the end of the month, whatever's in there, we can use that to pay for a team lunch or something. So that's what we ended up deciding on, is if they're going to be late without previous notice, they have to put in a $5 to the lunch jar. And so so that helped that. And but what I would also say is, we're talking a lot about team, branch, where I've been. There's probably people on this call that are single originators and don't have a team. So what I would say to you is, I was there, Eric was there, but the same stuff holds true. If you don't have a team, have your own daily team meeting by yourself. I literally would do that. I'd go to a mortgage branch to my former company. No one was there. I was the only guy there. Drive across town. I could have just worked from home. Drove across town to the office, had my little daily meeting with myself. And that's what it has to be sometimes if you're a loan originator. But when I came into the core, level 3, 6 years ago, I was a loan originator, just lone wolf. I was doing about 180K in income. Fast forward 6 years, I now have a team of 4 loan partner ones, an LP2. I have a couple MLAs in training, a branch of 16 loan officers, 8 or 9 operation staffs. I'm going to do about 67 million this year in loan volume. The branch is going to do about 200 million in loan volume. And I could not have done that without the core training.
Love it. And really, when you boil it down to what it is, it's about It's about accountability towards the everyday disciplines. And that's what we do. And that's what we do well. And that's what the most successful people in this program, whether you're a one-man show or a 30-man team, it's all about who executes, runs the play, does the disciplines, and always continues to work on getting better. But, it's the same play, the same program, just learning how to scale it. So you're doing a great job, man. I appreciate you being here, dropping those nuggets. Like I said, I had a ton of stuff I wanted to talk about, but you dropped some gold on me, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go play to the whistle, man. I'm running to the end zone right now.
Hey, next time I go to your office, I want to see a little play to the whistle, little poster or something, or maybe I'll send you one. I'll send you one. You've been such a great coach. You've helped me out tremendously this semester. So it's probably the least I could do for you. Send you a little gift, play to the whistle gift. How about that?
I love it. We all coach each other in this program too. Iron sharpens iron. All right, man. Thanks for your help today, Roy. Appreciate all you guys being here. Reach out anytime. If you have questions about the core, reach out to either of us or hit up the core training.
You got it. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, everyone. Good luck out there. Play to the whistle.
That's right.